The title Russio is the new world power. Russia is the new world power. Um, Donald Trump, he had a little tantrum about, Russia, y'all need to come to the table and have a ceasefire and negotiate. And as y'all know, Putin is calling all the shots because Russia has not only won the war, but I just realized that they have now become a world power. They are calling all the shots. Zelensky, what's going on, Mac? What's going on, Mac? Let me say this, Mac. Domestically, Trump is doing a magnificent job. However, as far as foreign policies, and it's not Trump's fault, but Biden has left such a big mess with this Ukraine situation. And Biden has shown so much weakness that not only this Russia Ukraine conflict, but the Gaza Israel conflict, and also the Iranians makes it tough to negotiate with Iran. And of course, China. There's possibly something that might be even blow up in the far far eastern region of Asia. That's why I haven't even talked about Israel because this Ukraine, Russia is such a pivot. It's such a pivotal conflict, and this is why, because we all know it's a proxy war for the U.S. and being that it's a proxy war, the U.S. Uh, this war will determine if how everything else plays out. Like I said, with Gaza, with which Gaza will turn out in Israel's favor. However, Mac, America is trying to push Ukraine's victory, trying to push Ukraine to victory after they got defeated. So now Trump is looking for, because Trump is so used to having negotiations and making deals and all the way up till now, even with his great victories with the legal, with his presidency and the legal battles he had, great victories for Trump. Great victories for Trump. Now Trump is facing an obstacle that is frustrating him more. Well, I won't even say more than his legal troubles, because those legal troubles were very frustrating. Um, but because he went through that great struggle and won, because all he had to do was win the presidency, the Russia situation is very, 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 very different. It's a greater challenge. And being that Putin is a well seasoned, not only lawyer, he's a well seasoned commander in chief, he is a well seasoned former KGB spy. Uh, he has the upper hand as far as foreign dealings. And Trump also doesn't have. Okay, so let me say this: Putin has better people surrounding him. I mean, he has top-notch people around him. Trump, on the other hand, doesn't have the greatest people surrounding him. And because of that, Trump is being fed the wrong information about the conflict, saying that, and a lot of people are being fed the wrong information, thinking that Russia is losing soldiers and blah blah blah. If Russia is losing soldiers and they're gaining ground, what does that tell you about Ukraine? I'll ask that question again, Mac. If Russia, the media is saying that Russia is losing so many soldiers, let's just say Russia's losing 300 soldiers. How many soldiers do you think Ukraine is losing? Now, mind you, Russia has more people than Ukraine. So if let's hypothetically say that Russia is losing 300 soldiers, that means, and they're gaining ground, they're gaining territory. I had some people tell me, oh, it doesn't matter about gaining ground. Well, if it doesn't matter about gaining ground, then why would Zelensky be crying about territories? Why would Trump be crying about territories? Why would Putin emphasize on territories? Why would NATO emphasize on territories? Why is everybody emphasizing on territories? Because territories is how you win the not only the battles and the wars, but you use that to negotiate. And because Ukraine did a suicide mission and went into Russia, the Kursk region, and lost that, they lost any bargaining chip, any type of bargaining chip that they can bring to the table. And now Germany is talking about green lighting long range missiles into Russia. Now, green lighting long range missiles into Russia is a desperate move by NATO. And it shows that, yeah, NATO, uh, they're panicking. And to show you, now, all I got to do, because people say, well, Black Zone, you keep saying Ukraine is winning. No, no, Ukraine is losing, and the mainstream media keeps saying Ukraine is winning. So